Should a man be able to hit a woman if she spits on?
I want you to reach down to the pits of hell, bypass Lil Nas, wink at the devil, and come up and uppercut the shit out that bitch. Send that hoe to the upper room.
You guys looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Guys, I did a video not too long ago. Real women destroying the modern women. I decided to run it back one more again. Without further ado.
You know what the problem is today? Men feel that they can't express themselves because you make it all about you. I'm talking about you females. They get called pussies if they cry or show any sort of emotion. So what do you expect from them?
Guys,
I find females tend to make shit all about them and they neglect their partner's feelings, especially men. This is why they keep it all inside. You need to give them a better, safer environment to thrive in, or it's gonna go to shit.
One of the largest misconceptions about dudes and guys, even to this day, which is why I keep on talking about the importance of this space, is that there are so many women that think that guys don't have emotions. Like guys don't express themselves, therefore they don't have emotions. And, you know, a little bit is a sprinkling of the condition in our society, you know, be tough, don't cry, and all of these different things like that. But let me just tell you guys firsthand, guys go through a lot of shit. A lot of us feel like we got the whole world on our goddamn backs and we don't have the necessary solace to share these things that are going on within our life. You know, that's why as well, you know, especially as I coach these young men, one of the things is that I say to them, I am not a licensed therapist. You need therapy for the things that you were talking about. I can coach you through different things that I'm hearing, but you obviously have some trauma that you have to relinquish and you need professional help in order to be able to do that. But the amount of times that I'm having conversations with women and they just don't get and or understand that, yes, men go through some shit. We go through a lot of shit. And the only way to quantify that I can tell you guys right now is go look at the S rate via Google search. Go look at that and then come back to this video. Let's move on.
It bothers you that another woman is good to her man and you think she's being too good to her man.
Wow. Yeah, that happens.
I just want to know why.
It's projection for their loss.
The woman that you're talking about,
projection for what they don't have,
happens to be someone that a man is treating like a queen. She's had his babies. He's good to their children. He pays their mortgage. He makes sure nobody goes without anything they need. And if he can't do it, he will find a way to have it done. So his family is provided for, is taken care of.
It's reciprocal.
And he's good to his wife. He keeps their romance going. Now, he's not perfect, but neither is she. The point is, what they're doing works for them. So don't go talking negative about their relationship. Get one of your own.
Ooh.
Okay? Maybe that's the problem. I love you. Be well.
What's so interesting about that is that, yeah, you know, and that's why they say that, you know, women in relationships and married women, right, like, you know, they should no longer be in the similar echo chambers before they, you know, got into that position, because then you start to get the infliction of the torment of those in positions that wish that they were in your position, and they begin to subtly manipulate or subtly break down, and it's to degree gaslighting, because it's introducing things that don't really exist, but it's to completely shift how you consider, right? It's to say like, well, you're doing too much. Well, you know, if he's treating her like a queen, then why can't she treat him like a king? There's nothing wrong with that because it's reciprocal in nature. But there's something today, there's something being inflicted in the modern lady today to not only be okay with treating a man like a king, but then even knowing how to do it. Men are aligned with our roles and what it is that we are supposed to contribute. But if you ask modern ladies today, what is it that they can contribute or supposed to contribute? It's all over the goddamn place. Or they say, I am the table. Just bullshit. Let's move on.
Percent of men in their 20s said they would break up with their girlfriend if she was a feminist.
That's honestly not even surprising because modern day feminism has normalized toxic traits that women have. It has nothing to do with misogyny. It has to do with the fact that men do not want toxic women.
And insufferable women. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Quick question. Why is it that some of the most popular TikTok creators, content creators that bash men, heterosexual women, straight women, why are they on dating apps? Why y'all on dating apps? Now, I'm assuming it's to find a relationship. I don't think that y'all just on there just to kick it. I believe y'all on there to try to find relationships.
Foodie calls.
Why are y'all doing that if men ain't about that? They need to get in order. That's what you said.
They're using men for
Don't
the
let
benefit.
this man run across your TikTok.
Don't
let him run across your Instagram. Don't let him. But you know what? I don't even know why I'm thinking that far. Birds agreeing with me. They like, why you thinking that far? Because as soon as you open up your mouth and start talking to that man, he gonna be out.
Yeah.
He gonna be gone. He ain't got to see none of your content. You put that energy out, sis.
Was it really that small, though? Was it really? Because, I mean, was he packing a Tic Tac or were you packing a hallway? It's all about body positivity until it's somebody else's body, isn't it?
Big
Hate
true.
to break it to you, sweetheart. A man can't change the size of his peen, but you can change whether or not you got a hallway or a mouse hole. And
Yes,
even
you
a
can.
Tic Tac can do enough damage if you throw it fast enough. It's starting to look like you and a tampon got a lot of things in common, specifically the area in which they're stuck up. Maybe if you had some self-respect, you would have acknowledged the fact that you shouldn't have gotten with somebody if you didn't think that it was going to actually do anything for you. Because, I mean, in all reality, it's not his fault that when you walk down the street it claps. It's not his fault we can hear a whistling every time the daggone wind blows. And just because you're working with the Suez Canal does not mean that he's working with a rowboat. So maybe next time before you decide to put down a man for the size of his peen, you'll remember that size is a relative thing. And it's not always the fact that a Tic Tac's getting thrown down the hallway. Sometimes it's just the fact that it's a hallway and not a mouse hole.
Big
Even
true.
a 747 tends to look small when it's going through the freaking Grand Canyon there, sweetheart. I mean, I'd tell you to go screw yourself, but you'd probably be just as disappointed as he was.
Yeah, let me address this real quick as well, yo. Okay, we talk about syndicated media and what has been pushed like this. Even on daytime talk shows, the concept of, does size really matter? It comes up so often because obviously it's dedicated towards women. So it's created this space where they can just talk about these things and not even have empathy when they think about body positivity. Body positivity is damn near just a woman-exclusive term nowadays. But what doesn't get a lot of credence is that it's not just up to the men. Shit, from my perspective, I've gone into some innards that weren't viscous. No matter what you did, wasn't viscous. It was just of concrete origin. A lot of that has to do with their genetics. Also, too, being with I've been with smaller women that got never-ending viscous innards. I mean, you can't get to the end of it. And I've had even taller women that have little. It's like you punching the end of the cervix at the end of every stroke. You know what I'm saying? And it comes from a genetic perspective. So just as dudes have genetic predispositions from a genitalia perspective that are valuable or would adversely affect them in a sexual relationship or dynamic, women got the same exact goddamn shit. Maybe that's what I should start next, okay? Instead of talking about, does size matter? Does the viscous of the innards matter? Does the depth of the innards matter? Have a whole series about that shit, okay? But then what will come next? Oh, he's misogynistic. When y'all have these conversations about us, is that misandrous? Tighten up. Let's keep going.
And when you speak about male suffering is when you defend yourself when we speak up.
You know, it's statements like that make me extremely proud not to consider myself to be a modern feminist. Because one might consider themselves to be a feminist, but one is definitely not a humanitarian who is interested in the welfare of all people.
Both. Yes.
Question. Where are all the feminists at? You know, all these modern day feminists that marched in the street for the Me Too movement, believe all women, all of the ones that dressed up in Handmaid's Tale clothing, costumes, whatever, anytime a Republican was voted into office. With all of this shit going on in Afghanistan, where are y'all?
Oh.
Y'all real fucking quiet.
That's a good
women
point.
over there are being raped and not allowed to go to school now, and they're being forced back under Sharia law. Little girls are being kidnapped and sold into sex slavery.
It's horrendous.
Or married off to grown men.
But now they're silent.
I mean, if there's any time to dress up in a Handmaid's Tale costume, I'd say this is it.
Big true.
Y'all would get in the streets and scream that Republicans are going to take away my female rights and force me to have children. And where are all of the Hollywood women who were activists the last few years?
Quiet.
Silent.
It really makes you think, right? Like, what are they really fighting for? Who are they really fighting for? It really makes you think that. Really makes you think that. Let's keep going.
I love it when men get heated when women say we hate men. Yeah.
It's so good, we're going to watch it twice.
It's not men you have to worry about.
Go ahead. Talk
it's
to
women.
Him.
It's other women. Reasonable women. Because when you say you hate all men, that includes our sons.
She makes me smile.
That includes our brothers, our fathers, our loved ones. We're not just going to sit back and let you say those horrible things about men. And honestly, you are making enemies from men and from women. It's not very smart of you to do.
Uh-oh.
Believe
Mommy
me
vibes.
when I say that if you piss off enough moms, enough women, reasonable, smart, and strong women, if you piss them off, you're gonna wish men still will want to protect you. And the dangerous thing about pissing off women
We know your tricks.
is that we already know your strategies.
Go ahead. Oh.
Sleeping with a trans woman makes you gay because she used to be a man, then sleeping with any woman makes you a pedophile because she used to be a child.
When will the malarkey end? When will it end? The logic here, right? Like, how can you equate the two? Oh my God, how legitimately, how can you really intellectually, honestly equate the two? Because if you're born a man, I don't care how much medication that you take, how many surgeries that you have, you were born a man. You were born a man. You were born a man. All right, like your age, you were born a baby, okay? And then you got older. You transitioned. You changed. Holy shit, how do you compare the two? How? You can be medically a man, but you're not male. This world is so goddamn weird.
I'm fucking enough. Fucking enough. Baby, that's a reach and a false equivalency. One is a choice and arguably a mental health issue. The other happens regardless of influence. It's a part of life. You naturally go from a girl to a woman, a boy to a man. Go through a process called puberty. Your body changes. You're able to do things as an adult that you couldn't previously do as a child. Like, I don't know, have kids. And your whole mentality changes. You are no longer in a childish state of thinking. You can do for yourself, make your own decision consciously. So trying to make that reach that you're a pedophile if you're attracted to the opposite sex that you're naturally supposed to be attracted to, it's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Not only that, it's dangerous. Because you have pedophiles using the exact same argument to justify them fucking with kids. Well, if a man can identify as a woman, then I should be able to identify as a child. And since I identify as a child, why can't I date someone in the same group I identify with? Trans ageism is some real shit. Look it up. And just to be clear, a woman is an adult human female. So if she was not born female, she's not a woman. If they were born a male and turned into a woman later on in life, they're still a male. They're still a man. All right? So by definition, that is homosexual activity. A man and another man, that's homosexual. Whether the man has on a dress, mutilated himself to have titties or get rid of his penis, or is taking hormones or testosterone blockers, he's still a man.
Yeah, he's still male. Listen, and shout out to ATZ TV. I think she absolutely nailed it. The trans ageism thing, I didn't even think about it. Are there actually people out there that say I identify as a child, and because of that, it justifies the P word? Whoa, that's the danger of just making shit up. Now I identify as a dinosaur. Study me, anthropologist. Shut up.
Look, I have learned the hard way that when a man asks you, is there a problem? What's going on? What's wrong? Saying fine, nothing, I'm good, it doesn't serve any other purpose but the purpose of him saying, okay.
Big true.
And going about his business.
Yes.
And then if you get mad at him because he doesn't
I'm about to get triggered.
or try to find out what's wrong with you when you just said everything was fine,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Crazy
because
talk.
His parents raised him to have his own mind, not to read yours.
Yeah.
Okay?
And it's something that children do.
I love
Grow
you.
up.
Be well.
Yeah, it's a child thing.
I was just scrolling on the For You page and I saw this video where a woman is telling guys that just because they go out to dinner doesn't mean he has the right to take her home when her body is on lockdown. That is a very fair point. That is absolutely true. But are we also going to talk about that just because a man invites you out to dinner doesn't mean that he's obligated to pay? His wallet is on lockdown, you know. I know that would ruin it for a lot of you girls that are just going on dates just for a free meal.
Big true. Yeah, they call them foodie calls. Foodie calls. Disrespectful. All right?
This type of language is absolutely unacceptable. Simply because someone disagrees with you or doesn't share your viewpoint does not make it okay to call any human being a slur or any type of disparaging term.
Wow.
Do better.
Should a man be able to hit a woman if she spits?
I want you to reach down to the pits of hell, bypass Lil Nas, wink at the devil, and come up and uppercut the shit out that bitch. Send that hoe to the upper room. That's what I want you to do.
Upper room.
Tell him I said it.
Self-defense. You just launched a biological attack on me. Oh, with the goddamn tiger uppercut to the throat. That was a bit too much. Let me pull that back. Okay? No, I'm gonna leave it out there. Take it.
If I'm in the middle of moving, just disregard everything in the back. But I'm gonna say this. I shouldn't have to explain this. The guy's approach wasn't the best. So I'm not gonna sit here and fully agree with.
Okay, hold on. You agree that a man should be able to tell you what to do because he pays for everything. Fascinating. Interesting.
But remember, I cannot make a 20-minute video. It is TikTok. I only get 3 minutes, 60 seconds on that video. But I'm going to say this. I don't know how many times I got to say it. I am a traditional woman. I was raised by grandparents, so I'm very old school. I watched my grandpa take care of my grandma, pay all the bills. And what did she do? Cook, clean, and then she paid maybe some light bills here and there, but she didn't have to pay anything. It was her choice to do that. Does that make sense? But I watched my grandma naturally. Oh, I'm going to go buy my grandpa this chain. She bought my grandpa so many things, chains, rings. Like she went out of her way to go above and beyond. And I was raised, I watched her do these kinds of things, cater to him, make food for him. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to say this. Naturally, if you don't want to do things for your man and he's literally paying for everything, doing everything for you, I just feel like you're a user. I'm sorry, you are. What else is there? You don't even appreciate the things he's doing for you. And think about this. If he's paying for everything and doing everything you ask and he asks you for one thing and you can't do it, what does that make you? What kind of partner are you? Are you even partners? You have his back like you say you do? That's what the video was about. He will do anything for her, but she doesn't love him with conditions. That's the point of that.
Yes.
That's how a lot of women are. You want a man to provide, pay for everything, and then when he wants some pussy every now and then, it's a no. Now, no one's forcing you to have sex with a guy every day. That's not what I'm saying. But if it's a chore and it's so hard for you, baby, what are you doing? What are you doing? I just feel like that's really fucked up. You know what I mean? This is the area where we care about men's feelings. This is the area where we want to cater to our man. You see that? That's why we don't see eye to eye, but that's okay. You don't give a fuck about men. I do. So we're not going to have the same values and the same mindset. So again, over your head. And the last thing I'm going to add,
I'm not saying a guy should tell you what to do, disrespect you, have you on your knees, being rude. I never fucking said that. I would never want men to treat you women like shit. I want you guys to be treated like queens. I know I don't say it. I know I don't have this woman empowerment thing on my fucking back, but I'm being honest with you. I don't want that for y'all. I want y'all to be happy and in flourishing relationships. But you guys look at my content and take it as me attacking you. I'm a woman and I see a lot of problems in a lot of things women do, so I can speak on women topics. I can't speak for men. Does that make sense? But I do defend men. There's a difference. So again, I don't understand how many times I gotta explain this to women. I am not sitting here saying a man should treat you like shit, a man should talk to you any type of way, but I'm sorry, if he's calling all the shots, making all the money moves, doing all that, he's the leader, he's the head honcho. That doesn't make any sense. What are you? You're not doing anything. You're not paying for anything. And you expect to call the shots? Where does that work? So you mean the president is the one that's up here? And you know what? Just whatever. Think whatever you want. It makes me laugh how like silly you guys can't comprehend things. And I can explain it a million times. It's never going to comprehend to somebody who doesn't view things the same way I do.
Shout out to her. All right. I appreciate the truth in that. I appreciate her. Listen, at the end of the day, I think that some people are just going to believe what they want to believe and others are going to believe what they want to believe. But I think that someone that has a appreciation for men is more likely to get a man. I mean, and that's what I think that is the crux of this argument, is that there's so much bullshit in the space about men, to the extent of, even I hear some men even talking about that they don't even like to say their male points or be masculine around certain women because of the information that they have been conditioned with, right? Like, so to hear women defending men, right? Like, and you guys just like, look down in the comment section. There's dudes down in there just like, yo, finally. So it looks like we're turning a new leaf, because there's actually women that are going out their way to defend men in their positions, okay? Guys, that's it for this particular video here today. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I know that I did. I'm gonna do some more reactions to this as well. I like these types of videos, all right? Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, feel free to hit me up. All right. Until next time, YouTube.